Hey guys, Mark here with another edition of Weaponized Truth. You know, I wanna do a disclaimer right now. It's not even really a disclaimer. I'm probably about to piss off a whole bunch of my subscribers, and I really hope that that's not the case. But we got some stuff going on today. Some really crazy stuff going on today. And it seems to me like the pretty much the entirety of social media is completely oblivious, and it's like they've got their blinders on inside their little echo chambers, and like they just want to pretend like today just didn't happen. But today did happen. And the things that happened today were pretty incredible. And this is going to sound a little stupid, and I don't know how else to get my point across, but it's times like now when I kind of wish I was Dabu 7, because he would probably be able to articulate something like this much better than I would. But this is the thing. Dabu 7 and, all the guys over the iCitizen News Networks, Lay and Eric and Brian, and even to branch out from that and bring up Jeff C. These guys always, they're, they look at the bigger picture of everything all the time. They're not looking just at Republicans or Democrats. They're looking at what's really going on with the bigger picture, and they always question everything. I myself have been kind of sucked into this Trump supporter thing, and I've always said that I'm going to keep supporting him until he does something crazy or until something really crazy happens. And it seems to me that some pretty crazy stuff happened today. And people need to start questioning. We're all idiots if we just blindly follow Trump and we just believe everything that he says and just go along with everything, even when things happen that make us need to pause for a minute and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And that's all I'm saying is people like me who have been Trump supporters. If you see the kind of stuff that happened today, you kind of got to pause for a minute, and you got to stop getting swept up in what everybody's trying to push and kind of put things in perspective. So let me go down a list of some of the stuff that happened today. And the first thing that happened today, well, actually, let's go back to last night. Because, of course, we had this big, huge ordeal last night where Rachel Maddow was going to release Trump's tax returns. She had this whole big timer going on. It was supposed to be this big deal. And Trump ended up just releasing himself before they had a chance to do it. They finally let the timer count down. And once it was all said and done, they're like, oh, we made 150 million and he paid 38 million in taxes, a higher percentage than Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, and he paid a lot of damn money. And they had absolutely nothing. Even the people on CAN were like, damn, he paid a lot of money. And it was like a pretty nice victory for Donald Trump, and it was a pretty nice victory for supporters. Lots and lots of people are still talking about this thing with his tax returns today. But unfortunately, let's be honest, this victory was very short-lived. Russian agents were behind Yahoo hacks, U.S. says. Now, just being fair and just being impartial, there's been all sorts of crazy accusations about Trump and Russia and everything else for forever. And obviously, most of the people pushing this narrative Pelosi and McCain and Waters and Hillary, and just all these just horrible people. And Chuck Schumer. I won't forget about, Yucky Chucky, right? And because these guys are such morons, and it's because there hasn't been any proof of anything, it was pretty easy to dismiss for quite a long time. A lot of the stuff that Putin says, makes a lot of sense, and most people are aware of that. So you're telling me, and so Trump loses Flynn because of Russia. He has Jeff Sessions recusing himself because of Russia. They're trying to get rid of his whole team because of Russia. And the very first big thing that his attorney general is involved in is going on and telling America that 500 million to a billion accounts that were hacked in Yahoo were done by Russian spies, and now we are charging the Russian government with hacking crimes. His attorney general has come out and said that we're going to charge the Russian government with hacking crimes. I didn't say it. CNN didn't say it. LA Times didn't say it. Jeff Sessions said it. Does no one else find this incredible? And maybe I'm missing something, guys, but I haven't heard a word from Donald Trump about this all day. Now, I know he had his rally going on today. I get that. But he tweets about everything. He tweeted about Snoop Dogg. I haven't seen him tweet about these Russia hacks. Because you know what? Every single person on the left that thinks Russia hacked the election has just been vindicated in the biggest way possible. There's no way to deny that. Anybody with any kind of serious rationale realizes that everybody on the left, from Maxine Waters to your freaking screaming chick that's on these InfoWars videos or whatever, they all just got vindicated in the biggest way possible. They just came up and said, hey, America, Russia is responsible for possibly the biggest hack on the history of the planet. So we're supposed to believe that, but go, oh, no, Russia couldn't possibly have anything to do with the election. I mean, this is some crap you can't make up. And so now, not only do they have that going on, but now they're saying, and all pretty much agreeing on, from my understanding, that Russia tried to commit a coup in Macedonia and hack their election. And so they're trying to call the hack on Macedonia an actual attack, which it isn't. I mean, we meddle in other people's elections all the time, but still. They want to bring Macedonia into NATO. Now, first of all, this is stupid because they want to bring them into NATO because Russia is attacking them. Now, first of all, Russia's in NATO, right? So what the hell does it matter if they're in NATO or not? Right? I mean, Russia's in NATO. Unless they're going to kick Russia out, who the hell cares if Macedonia's in NATO or not? Like, I just don't get it. As long as Russia's in NATO, why don't we need to recruit more people into it to protect them from Russia who's in NATO? You telling me you really can't kick them out or do something? I mean, this doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, John McCain is sitting there, and we all know he's a cuck and he's a liar, and he built his whole career off a big lie, saying that he was a prisoner of war and he never talked, and it comes out 20 years later that he talked his ass off. And he's sitting there on the floor saying anybody who doesn't support this thing is working for Vladimir Putin. This is a big, bold ass statement to say in front of the Congress. And so the senator from Kentucky says, I protest. He got up and just straight up walked out of the building. He just left. He was like, deuces, I'm out. Fuck this. And so John McCain finishes up his little speech by saying, okay, well, apparently Kentucky works for Russia. And I don't know why we haven't heard anything from Trump about this. Because apparently we're supposed to believe that everybody in Washington generally believes that Russia did the 501 billion Yahoo email account hack. Okay? We're supposed to believe that pretty much everybody's in agreement on this, and everybody's in agreement about Russia hacking Macedonia, but we're not supposed to have any kind of agreement about Russia hacking in America. Right? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying some things aren't adding up. And there's something else. There's a couple other things that have been happening too that are obviously worth noteworthy, worth mentioning. Roger Stone, former intelligence guy. He's on InfoWars all the time. He was just coming out weeks ago saying that people were poisoning him and he almost died. And then today he gets just completely just T-boned by some mystery car with no plates, with dark windows, and he has no idea who did it, and it put him in the hospital for a short time. And it sounds like they want to kill him. And he's been speaking up for Trump and against all this other crazy stuff, and they're trying to kill him. And I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't add up with this big overall picture they're trying to feed us necessarily. Although I guess you could say it does, but this is strange. Now, we've got Brian over here in Our Citizen News, who's getting emails from Twitter talking about legal action or something being brought against him from Russia about some link he put up to a tweet to his video. And I know it's not just me, I know it's other people. All over YouTube, guys, a lot of our channels on random videos, you can go and see we're getting comments from people in Russian. All of us are. Does nobody think that that's strange as hell? Because I do. I've got people on Twitter following me, and their channels are 100% Russian. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, if they had some stuff in English, yeah, that would be cool. That would make sense. But when 100% of their content is in Russian, that's a little strange. So, my only question is, and I'm not saying anything bad about Trump. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. I'm just saying, it seems to me that a lot of these events that have all been happened today are pretty incredible. And I feel like I'm sitting here alone in the world by myself, like no one really wants to take the time and just sit down and say, whoa, what just happened? But this is getting really serious. I mean, come on. Everything's been about Russia from day one, and the first thing his Attorney General does is gets everybody to agree that Russia hacked Yahoo and that Russia hacked the election in Macedonia. Which brings me back to Dabo 7, because he'd be the first guy telling you all of these people are puppets, all these people are playing around, and they're all controlled. And you got to ask yourself now at this point if Trump is controlled. I haven't heard a peep from him about this. This is the most incredible thing that could ever happen. Obviously, it's super detrimental to him. you'd think he'd get on the offensive, but he hadn't tweeted a word about it. I'm shocked. I'm not saying he should resign. I'm not saying the Russians did anything here. I'm not saying he's working for the Russians per se, and I'm not saying that he's a puppet per se. But this stuff, all of this crazy stuff that happened today makes everything look like a big ass game, and it's like everybody in the world wants to pretend none of this stuff happened. I don't understand, y'all. I mean, I would think that most of us are just normal Americans who want to go back to the normal America we remember and not deal with all this crazy shit that's being forced upon us with this immigration and the training bathroom laws and everything else. But this Russia stuff that came out today is huge. It's really huge. It's starting to make it look like everybody's a puppet in a game controlled by the elites, just like always, and it's the same old stuff. I'm just asking y'all to make sure. I'm not saying stop supporting Trump, but we all have responsibility as Americans. Where if stuff starts looking like it's going sideways, we have a responsibility to question it. We have a responsibility to call Trump out and say, why the fuck aren't you responding to this thing with Russia? Because this is huge. Right? We got to question everything. Because if there's one thing that we can agree on, politicians lie about everything. All of them do. So, I don't have a point. I'll just close it like that. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And I don't understand how it seems like I'm the only one in the world who can look at what's going on today objectively. Because it seems like everybody's so caught up in their own little echo chambers that they just can't see the forest from the trees. Y'all take care, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.